Keep your head up, guys. Hey, it is Fabulous Friday. Woo! Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. It's an amazing day. It's a beautiful day. It is the day that the Lord has made. How about we rejoice and be glad in it? All right, guys, I'm going to give everybody just a second to join me. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Fabulous Friday Word of the Day. Got a phenomenal topic that I just want to share and empower you just for a few minutes. You give me a few minutes of your time. We're going to go and we're going to make this thing do what it does. Y'all know how we do. We just trying to empower the body of Christ because we got work to do, y'all. We got a lot of work to do and we don't have time to play with the devil. All right. So on today, y'all know I don't keep y'all on, try not to keep you on here long. I just want to give you a quick word that will be refreshing and that will be encouraging. And as I was meditating, I've been meditating all morning. I'm like, Lord, what do you want me to share? Let me turn my music down. Good morning, Yukita. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning. Hey, Valerie. So thankful for you guys tuning in. Tim and Charmaine, thanks for coming on. So the word for today is, what's in you? Okay? What's in you? I really, really, really want you guys to think about that. And I'm not want you to think about it from a negative connotation, but I want you to think about it from a real positive vibe, a positive thing that God has given you. What is in you? I want you to think about the story of Joseph. Joseph, we know the story very well. Joseph had a dream, y'all. He had a big vision. God showed him something so phenomenal that left him in so much shock and awe that he was so shocked and amazed by it that he just began to tell it. He just began to tell it to people. He began to tell people the dream, the vision that God gave him, and the people that he shared it with couldn't handle it. But what was in Joseph was a dream. What was in Joseph was a vision. What was in Joseph was a glimpse of where God was taking him. All right. So I want you to think about this. What is in you is a glimpse of where God is taking you. Come on, somebody. So y'all going to catch this in a moment. What is in you is a glimpse of where God is taking you. I want you to think about, what has God given you, prophesied, shown you, gave you a desire, a passion for that's bigger than you, that is so big that you made the stupid decision at one point or another of telling somebody about it who didn't believe in you. Oh, see, we might not have all told anybody what God put in us, but there are some of us who have this big dream, this big vision, this passion of something that's bigger than you and it's scary. Something that's bigger than you and it's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get there? When God gave Joseph a glimpse of that thing that was bigger than him, he went and told somebody prematurely. He shouldn't have done that. And what happened was in the midst of him sharing what was on the inside of him, because once God planted that seed, it's there. Once God gives you that vision, it's there. And one thing about it is you'll never be content, happy, and satisfied until you accomplish that thing that God gave you. That's right. So it's always going to be some form of discontentment. I know there are probably some of you watching now who are probably a little discontent with where you're at. You're not really happy. You're not really satisfied because you know that God has shown you so much more. You know that God has shown you greater, bigger, more amazing things, whether it's with relationships, with finances, with your anointing, with your call, with whatever it is. You know that where you're at right now, this is not where God wants you to be. This is not the end. Matter of fact, you're trying to figure out how to get to that thing that God put on the inside of you. How is it, God, that I'm going to be married? How is it that I'm going to have these children? How is it that my marriage is going to be restored? How is it that I'm going to go to the next level in my finances? How is it that I'm going to start this business, write this book? See, there is something on the inside of you that's much bigger than you're experiencing right now. Yeah, that's what's on the inside of you. There is something that is much bigger than what you're experiencing. See, Joseph had a vision, he had a dream, and it was bigger than what he was experiencing at that very moment. It was so much bigger than what he was going through. It was so much bigger than the people that he was around. But all Joseph knew was that God gave it to him, that God put it on the inside of him, and he would not be content. He will not be satisfied, happy until he accomplished that thing that God put on the inside of him. So that's many of you that are listening to me today, or you're like, God, there's got to be more. God, I want to do it. I just don't know how. God, I want to have. I just don't know how. The steps that I'm supposed to take. God, I got this dream. I just don't know how to tap into it. God, it's like what is on the inside of you is a vision that God probably gave y'all years ago. God gave y'all the vision years ago, and you're still trying to walk that thing out by faith. God, that was 17 years. That was 20 years. That was 10 years ago that you gave me this vision. That was all this time ago, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get that thing that you put inside of me. And it's all about the process, because let me tell you something. With Joseph, God gave him the vision. God gave him everything that he was going to have to endure. He put it on the inside of Joseph for him to nourish it, for him to cherish it, and for him to think about how is it that I'm going to get to what God has shown me. Everybody else around me might not believe it. Everybody else might not agree with the way that I got to go to get to that. They might say, oh, you cutting yourself off. Oh, you're backing away. Oh, you're not talking as much. Oh, you're not texting as much. Oh, you're not Facebooking as much. Oh, you're not tweeting as much. Everybody else might not agree with the process that God has you on getting to your promise. What is in you is so much bigger than where you're at. But the process, don't let the process make you miss the promise. I'm going to say that again. What is on the inside of you is so much bigger than where you're at. But the process that God has you on, don't allow it to make you miss the promise. Don't allow it to make you miss the vision, the dream, the passion, the zeal. Because let me tell you, if God would have told Joseph, this is a big picture. This is the big picture. He said, you people are going to bow down to you. People are going to be looking to you for resources. People are going to be coming to you because you're going to be the man, Joseph. He said, now if God would have told Joseph the process, then Joseph might would have said, you know what? I changed my mind. I like all that you showed me, God, but it's something about that process that's scaring me a little bit. It's something about that process that's making me rethink, do I really want it? I want to ask you, how bad do you want that thing that's bigger than you? That thing that's bigger than you, that God had already, it's on the inside of you. It's already there. But how bad do you want it? Will you step away from the masses? Will you step away from people doing your everyday thing so that you can tap into the process of that God thing that God has ordained for your house, that God has ordained for your life? What is bigger, what is on the inside of you is so much bigger than what you're experiencing right now. But if you don't see it, if you don't believe it, if you feel like you can achieve it, then I'm going to tell you, the devil just robbed you of that Joseph dream. The devil just robbed you of that Joseph vision. The devil just robbed you of what God put on the inside of you. Because if you have a burning passion and a burning desire to be this, to do that, but you can't stand the process, you will never, that passion is just a hope, a wish and a dream that will never come to pass. You are fascinated by what God put on the inside of you. But there's a difference between being fascinated by it and really wanting it. See, the fascination will flatter you a little bit. It'll make you happy. You're fascinated by it. But when you want it, you'll want everything that comes with it. It don't matter how hard it is. It don't matter the struggle. It don't matter how long it take you to be broke as a joke. It don't matter how long you got to wait for your Boaz. The process is going to set you up for the promise of what God has put on the inside of you. But the trick is Will you give up in the process? What's on the inside of you, I'm going to keep saying this, is bigger than what you are experiencing right now. What you're experiencing right now is just a little small piece to the puzzle of the promise that's on the horizon. So what was on the inside of Joseph was huge. It was so huge that even the ones closest to him could not stand it. It was so huge that even the ones, his family, his friends, it made them jealous. It stirred up something on the inside of them that they could not stand, knowing that Joseph was about to tap into a realm that they were never anointed to tap into. See, what you're about to tap into, people around you, they're not anointed to do what you've been called to do. They're not anointed to do what God has chosen you to do. And so when they look at you as you draw back, as you step away, they're going to look at you with maybe a little bit of jealousy. They're going to look at you with a little bit of envy, because right now you're in a moment, you're having a moment where your mindset is, I got to get all that God has put on the inside of me. God has given me a vision. He has given me a dream, and it's bigger than me. I got to walk through this thing by faith, not by sight, trusting, believing, and knowing that God has already worked this thing out. Come on, somebody. What was on the inside of Joseph was bigger than him. What's on the inside of you is so big. It's so promising. But Joseph didn't give up in his process. Joseph didn't turn around. Joseph didn't say, I can't do this because y'all done put me in a pit. But all I know is God showed me that I was going to be over this person. All I know is God showed me that people were going to be bowing down to me. All I know that I was going to be ruling. I was going to have dominion. All I know is that God promised me some money. God promised me some children. God promised me. Come on, somebody. Fill in the blank with what God has promised you. And that's all you know. It don't matter what you're experiencing right now, because what you're experiencing is a part of your process. But you got to have a all I know is moment. Come on. Y'all got to think about that. You got to have all I know is moment, that no matter what I'm going through, no matter what obstacles come my way, all I know is that vision. All I know is that dream. All I know is that passion. All I know is that zeal. All I know is that God done showed me some stuff. And all I know is I got to do what I got to do to get to it. See, everybody can't get to it. Everybody can't tap in. If it was easy, everybody would be doing what you want to do or what you're trying to do. But everybody ain't doing it. Only you could do it. You were anointed and appointed for such a time as this to do what God has given you to do. So I want to encourage you. What is on the inside of you? That thing is huge. That thing is big. That thing could very well make you a millionaire. If not a millionaire, something close to it that make you think you're a millionaire. Okay? Because it's huge. It's big. It's massive. And the world needs it. Now, you don't just, you thought it was just for you. The world needs what's on the inside of you. I need what's on the inside of you. People need what's on the inside of you. What's bigger, what's on the inside of you is bigger than what you're experiencing right now. So don't be deterred by what you're seeing right now, what you're not seeing right now. Don't get frustrated. You keep it moving, Susan. I did a post last night. I said, in the middle of your frustration, remember your why. To keep it moving, Susan, because there's no let up in your setup. God is with you. And if God be with you, then who can be against you? There is no let up in your setup. I'm telling you, it's bigger, it's bigger, it's bigger, y'all. And if Joseph had not have made it to the palace, if Joseph had not gave up in the pit, my oh my, will our whole life be totally different than what it is. Joseph was destined. Come on, somebody. Everybody talk about the palace, but Joseph was destined to get to the pit. Oh, that's good. See, you got to understand that you are destined to get to the pit. Because let me tell you something. Everything in God that goes down has to come back up. He got a bounce back on him. It's a bounce back anointing. You are destined. Whether you like it or not, you are destined to go to the pit. Yep, you are destined to go to that low place so that God can bounce you back up, so that God can elevate you, so that God can show your haters what he intended to do with you all along. You are destined to go from the pit to the palace, but you got to believe it. You got to be able to receive it. You got to see that on the horizon. If Joseph would have given up in the pit, come on, somebody. And then get this. Get this. This is good because he was destined to go to the pit. But then even when he was delivered out of the pit, he still went in bondage. Come on, somebody. We are destined to go to the pit. And even when we think we out of the pit, we are destined probably to go to some type of bondage, whether it's mental bondage, whether it's a financial type of bondage, it's some type of bondage that might still hit us before we go to the palace. Y'all better get this. It was destiny that was attached to Joseph. It was destiny that he went down before he came up. It was destiny that he had to go to a low and dark place. And then when he came from the low and dark place, it was destined that he had to go to a jail cell. Now, in that jail cell, you got to realize that in that place of bondage, that thing that's holding you back, it could be your mind, it could be your finances, it could be the people around you, it could be whatever it is. And in this situation, what was holding Joseph in that jail cell was the people that was around him, because he was a blessing to the folk while he was in bondage. Come on, y'all catch this now, because we going somewhere. While Joseph was in jail, he used his gifts and his talents still to be a blessing to the folk around him. And he said, the only thing he told, he said, remember me when you get free, the one that was going to live, not the one that died. And the one that left, that got to where he needed to be, forgot about him. See, in your bondage, somebody might leave and forget about you. Somebody might leave and forget everything that God put in you. Somebody might forget your gift. Somebody might forget your talent. Somebody might forget the everything that God has over your life. They might forget it because they didn't got to their next level and they didn't completely forgot about you. But God said, hold on, because the very same person, while you in that bondage, all Joseph needed was that person to remember him. And in due time and due season, that right connection, come on somebody, that right connection is going to help open up a world of doors for you. But you got to understand, you're destined for the pit and you're destined to be in some type of bondage until you can find your way out of that place. And Joseph eventually found his way out of bondage that man put him in. See, a lot of times the bondage that we're in, that place, man will cause us to go there. Man will cause us to be in a place that God never intended for us to be in. But it was destined for us to get there because it was part of the process. God said, I could use this for my glory. And so when Joseph broke free from jail, come on somebody, when he broke free from bondage, then it was then that he could go to the palace. Some of you got to get free from that jail cell that somebody has put you in, or that you have put yourself in, or a situation has put you in, or a circumstance that has put you in. Some of us got to break free from that jail cell that I don't know who did it and why, but you there. And you got to acknowledge that you there, because it was, look, it's only part of your destiny for a time and a season. And you don't want to be over that allotted time that God wanted you to be in there, that God allowed you to be in there. You want to get out when it's time. So in that pit, embrace the moment. Don't give up. In that bondage, you got to acknowledge the bondage that you're in. And you got to realize the people that's around you that's going to help you get out of that place. So while you're going through and you've not gotten to that thing that God put in you that's way bigger than you, understand that there are key people that are around you. Just like with Joseph, there was a key person that was around him that was the key to him going to the palace. So it's time for you to break free. It's time for you to get out of that pit. It's time for you to get out of that jail cell. And it's time for you to finally realize that what God put on the inside of you is so much bigger than you. You're on your way to the palace, but you cannot take a detour. You cannot give up in the process, because what's on the inside of you, the world needs it. The world needs to see it. Don't be afraid to connect with people. Don't be afraid to connect with people that God is reconnecting you with stronger than ever before. You know, there are some people that you just simply have to cut off. And there are some people that you have to really do away with for a time and a season. And then those are the people sometimes that God will help take you to that next level. But if you don't have wisdom on those people and how to handle those people, then you might miss God. Okay, so I just want to encourage you that what's on the inside of you is so much bigger. Just like it was for Joseph. You got to relish it. You got to really, really, really hold it dear and precious to your heart. That where God is calling you to, no devil in hell will stop you from getting to the promise. I'm going to say that again. Where God is taking you to, don't allow no devil in hell to stop you from getting to that promise. You may go to the pit. You may go to a jail. But everything that went down with God had to come back up. Even Jesus did. Jesus had to go all the way down to hell just so he could conquer it. Y'all better catch that. He had to go all the way down to hell just so he could conquer it. He went to hell to conquer death, hell, and the grave. And the word says that when he rose up, oh, come on, somebody, when he came from that dark place, when he came from that hot place, when he came from that weary place, when he came from that place of bondage, when he came from that place of weeping and gnashing of teeth, when he came from that place, he was elevated. And the word says that our power was in his hands. So I'm telling you, when you come up, you're going to be more powerful than you were when you went down. Believe that by faith. What's on the inside of you, girlfriend, that thing is the real deal. I believe in you. I know that God is doing some great things in you, but you got to believe it. And you got to not let the pit or the jail deter you from getting everything that God has for you. Okay, that's your Fab Friday word of the day. I hope it was a blessing. I hope you felt empowered, encouraged, and share this, share this, share this. Y'all remember, sharing is caring. We want to empower as many people as we can. So share this message with someone. Tag someone and say, girl, you got to hear this because you need to hear it. Man, you got to hear this because this is a good word. Share it and show the love. All right, everybody, I'm done. I hope you have a fabulous and blessed Friday. If you're coming in late, make sure to catch the replay, okay? All right. Mwah. Bye, guys.